Tonight, sex abuse allegations hover over Toronto's most prestigious private school. Our Wei Chen has a Toronto Tonight investigative report.
All of this raises questions on how much the school knew and did they try to cover it up.
What was going on behind the ivy walls of Upper Canada College? 4 former teachers face sex abuse charges. Dozens of alleged victims date back more than 2 decades.
Did they complain to people at the school?
Several did, yes.
And what was the response?
On charges of sexually abusing children. As you probably know, this is not the first such case. It's the 4th one. 4 men who all served on the faculty of UCC, our city's most exclusive private school. So, what's been going on behind the cloistered walls of this venerable institution? Wei Chen has Toronto Tonight's investigative report.
Upper Canada College is synonymous with the rich and powerful. Its alumni, the who's who of Canadian business, politics, and media. Household names like Eaton, Rogers, and Thompson. But these days, the 175-year-old institution has been rocked by scandal. Were those ivy walls hiding a dark secret? Just listen to the allegations.
They were subjected to varieties of sexual assault, sometimes in the context of being seduced with alcohol, fondled, groped.
So far, 4 former teachers charged with sex abuse, 1 teaching assistant charged with child porn, dozens of alleged victims, and a number of class action lawsuits stemming from allegations of sex abuse, many going back more than 20 years. All of this raises questions on how much the school knew and did they try to cover it up.
David Murner wants answers. He represents many of those suing Upper Canada College. Some were as young as 10 years old when they were allegedly abused.
And in several cases, it was just aggressive, violent sexual assault.
Did they complain to people at the school?
Several did, yes.
And what was the response?
Well, we're not sure. It certainly did not result in a very thorough investigation.
The impact on his clients has been devastating. Over the years, their lives spiraled out of control.
Drug abuse, alcohol, substance abuse, chronic inability to maintain stable relationships. They become...
Some of them haven't been able to work?
Oh, chronically unemployed. Forever.
Just how widespread was the alleged abuse? Could there be more victims who haven't come forward? James Fitzgerald says yes. He graduated from UCC in 1968 and went on to write a controversial book on the school. He points to money, elitism, and the boys' club culture as obstacles to the truth.
One of the things the school delivers is the vaunted old boys network, and it's true. And you use these connections. And
so if you're a victim, you'd be reluctant to rock that boat.
Absolutely, and that's why they become pariahs, and that's why they're outcasts at that level.
In fact, Fitzgerald says a former principal admitted to him that despite complaints from students, the private school's status was more important than the students' safety.
If you can cover it up, cover it up. If you can't, then develop a new strategy. But always keep the image intact if you can, at all costs.
So the strategy is protect the school first.
That's right.
UCC Principal Doug Blakey declined an interview, but in a letter sent to current and former UCC families, he says, "The allegations of abuse from our past have been disturbing, sad, and shocking. We believe that the right approach is to address these matters openly. The top priority for everyone is the safety and well-being of the students under our care." Fitzgerald hopes the school has learned its lesson, but he's skeptical.
My greatest concern is that these attitudes that I'm hearing is that it's all water under the bridge, this is going to go away. That is a recipe for repeating the same thing. And that would be a real tragedy.
The scandals may have shaken the school, but apparently not its reputation. UCC says its enrollment is still high. As the students head off for summer vacation, there is one person who will not be returning, the principal. he's retiring. A new one takes over just as the first of the sex abuse trials